I'm a 52-year-old man who's worked as an accountant at a small firm for almost 3 decades. I did what most fathers would do, pushed through long hours, picked up extra jobs, and took every opportunity for overtime. Also, my daughters, Rachel, 27, and Jessica, 24, could have the best. I stretched myself thin to provide what I thought was a good life. Private tutors, new cars at 16, study abroad programs, full college tuition to elite schools. I ate ramen noodles for weeks so Rachel could study art history in Florence. Their mother, Deborah, left when Jessica was only 3, saying she felt trapped. She found her freedom quickly enough, wrapped around her tennis coach, Marco. After the divorce, I got full custody, and those years with the girls were the best of my life. Things took a turn last March. Deborah got engaged to some high-flying investment guy named Bradley Harrison. The girls were over the moon about it. Suddenly, they were spending weekends at his place, returning with designer handbags and stories about yachts and vacation homes. I didn't love it, but if they were happy, that was enough. Then October came. I spent 2 days preparing their favorite Sunday dinner, everything from scratch. I even used a fancy china my mother passed down to me. They showed up late, both wearing identical Cartier bracelets, stepping out of Bradley's Mercedes. Rachel didn't even take her coat off before saying, "Dad, we need to talk." Jessica followed up by telling me they'd be spending Christmas with their mom and Bradley in Ville. He was renting a chalet. That hurt, but I said we could celebrate early. Then came the blow. "We need to reevaluate our family dynamic," Rachel said, ice cold. Jessica added that Bradley wanted to adopt them, adult adoption. It would help his estate planning. I blinked, trying to understand. Then Jessica said it. "You're not our biological father. Mom told us she had an affair with Marco before the divorce." I felt the world tilt. I remember the DNA test from the custody case, but they claimed Deborah said I faked them. Rachel brushed it off. "It doesn't matter. We're transitioning away from this," she said, waving her hand around my modest house like it was something shameful. Then they left, didn't touch the food, didn't hug me, didn't even say goodbye. I just stood there, surrounded by cold dishes and an emptiness I hadn't felt in years. 3 days later, I revisited the DNA tests, still locked in my safe deposit box. They confirmed what I knew, 99.9% paternity for both girls. I contacted my friend Sarah, a family law attorney. We sent a cease and desist letter demanding they stop spreading lies. Their response, through Bradley's lawyer, was that they stood by their claim and expected my cooperation in transferring parental rights. Jessica even posted on Instagram about leaving toxic situations and celebrating chosen family, alongside a smiling photo with Bradley at a gala. People either praised her bravery or called her ungrateful. Then Bradley started texting me. He wanted me to sign the adoption papers. "You've had your time," he wrote. "Let a real man take over. I can give them what you never could." I replied once, "Show DNA proof or stop contacting me." He fired back, "Don't embarrass yourself. Real men know when to step aside." Deborah called next, pressuring me to give in. "Why are you making this so hard?" she asked. "Bradley knows people. He can open doors for them. Why can't you just let go?" I told her, "They're my daughters." She scoffed, said I was being stubborn, and warned me not to push this into court. Don't make us prove our point. That conversation set something off in me. I started digging. Something wasn't right. A week later, I hit gold. Turns out Bradley isn't the financial genius he pretends to be. Word got around to my accountant network. He's under investigation by the SEC for securities fraud. That mansion? Leased. The boat? Borrowed from a client who's now suing him. And those amazing opportunities he claimed to offer? All smoke and mirrors. Even more telling, I found out why he's so desperate to adopt my daughters. He's been selling himself as a devoted family man to real and conservative investors. 2 successful adult daughters helped build that image. I was never the obstacle. I was just inconvenient. I raised those girls. I bled for them. And now they discarded me because of a lie dressed up as a luxury lifestyle. But this isn't over. Not even close. Jessica worked for a marketing firm, and Rachel's job in art curation gave off the impression that everything was stable. But the adoption wasn't about securing assets of future. It was all about appearances. Here's where I might come across as petty. But I didn't confront anyone. Instead, I made some moves that left a mark. I canceled their phone plans, still under my name. I removed them from my credit cards as authorized users. I changed the Netflix password. Maybe petty, but I also sent them a bill itemizing their car expenses and college fees, both of which were under my name. The total, $372,000. The reaction was swift. Rachel showed up at my office, making a scene, demanding to know why I cut off her phone during work hours. "Sorry, do I know you?" I asked. "Dad, this isn't funny," she retorted. "According to you, I'm not your dad." Jessica came by that evening, tears ready. "Daddy, please, we didn't mean it," she pleaded. "We were just exploring options." I stared at her. "Options? Like denying I'm your father?" I responded. She stammered. Mentioning Bradley had said distancing themselves from me would be better for his investor meetings, claiming that having a middle-class father would hurt his image. At least some truth came out. 2 weeks later, Bradley's financial troubles hit the news. And it turned out things were worse than anyone knew. It wasn't just an investigation. Federal agents were building a case for a Ponzi scheme. He'd been using money from new investors to pay old ones, and he was running out of it fast. The engagement collapsed when Deborah realized a mansion she'd been flaunting was a rental and the family fortune was fictional. She tried crawling back to me, but that ship had sailed years ago. But my daughters, they tried to salvage what they could. They posted online claiming I was financially abusing them by demanding repayment for their education. Rachel's best friend, someone I helped through college, called me in tears, telling me that Rachel had been telling everyone I was a monster. My sister even joined in, saying it was a mistake that could be forgiven easily. But it wasn't her who had been downed by a con artist. I kept all communication through lawyers. Sarah sent them formal letters demanding repayment for the car payments and setting a timeline for transferring titles. They either acknowledged I was their father or they would pay up. Then Bradley's lawyer sent me a threatening letter accusing me of extortion and emotional blackmail, claiming I was damaging his business by spreading rumors about his financial issues. Sarah just laughed. She said the discovery phase would be hilarious. Social media became a battleground. Team dad versus team daughters. Their friends attacked me. Mine defended me. It got ugly, but I stayed quiet, watching it all burn. A month later, Bradley was arrested. Federal agents raided his office and the rental mansion. Deborah was caught trying to leave with suitcases full of cash. She was deeper in the scam than anyone realized. My daughters finally understood they backed the wrong horse. They showed up at my house looking shocked. No designer clothes, just jeans and sweatshirts. "Dad," Rachel began, "we made a mistake." Several. I corrected her. Bradley was gone. Their mother would probably go to jail. "We need help," Jessica said. "What kind of help?" I asked. The FBI froze our accounts. They think we're involved because we attended investor meetings with Bradley. "Were you involved?" I asked. They exchanged looks. "We may have helped transfer some money," Rachel whispered. Bradley said it was for tax purposes. I sighed. "Get a lawyer. A real one. We can't afford one. Our credit cards are maxed. Our accounts are frozen." "Sounds like a personal problem," I said. They left, tears streaming down their faces. I didn't feel anything but tired. 3 months later, things calmed down. Bradley got 12 years in federal prison, and Deborah got 3 years for conspiracy. She flipped on him right away, handing over everything. My daughters weren't charged, as the prosecutor determined they had been willfully ignorant, not criminally complicit, but their reputations were ruined. Rachel lost her curator position, and Jessica's firm let her go. The scandal was too much. They were living together in a small apartment, working retail to pay the bills. They'd managed to pay off about $15,000 of what they owed me for the cars, but I wasn't holding my breath for the rest. Then I got a letter from Rachel. "Dad, I don't expect forgiveness, she wrote. We chose greed over love, lies over family. Every sacrifice you made, every hour you worked, every time you put us first, we threw away for designer bags and fancy parties. I see you now. All of it. And I'm so sorry. You're a daughter, if you'll still have me. I haven't responded. Not sure if I will. Jessica's letter was shorter. I'm sorry for everything. You deserve better. My sister thinks I should forgive them. They're your daughters, she says. Are they, though? They certainly didn't seem to think. So when Bradley's money was flowing. Me? I'm doing fine. I took a vacation for the first time in years and started dating again. Sarah's sister, actually. She's nice. Works as a librarian. No drama. Works hard. I got a promotion to senior accountant. Turns out when you're not constantly stressed about your kids, you perform better. Do I miss them? Every damn day. But I miss who I thought they were, not who they showed themselves to be. Will I forgive them? Maybe. But trust is earned, not given, and they've got a long way to go. The hardest lesson? Love shouldn't be conditional, but respect absolutely is. Thanks for following my story. It helped to share it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a life to live, to answer some common questions. Yes, the DNA tests are real and from the original custody case. No, I'm not financing their legal troubles. Yes, they're both trying to rebuild their careers. No, I don't regret cutting them off. Yes, I saved all the receipts. All of them.